Hi there. This is a quick reprieve for your hips and your spine, your lower body. Pretty much just a quick little refresher, especially if you've been sitting for a while. So join me to really open things up. It's not many poses, but it feels great. And I do this for myself all the time. All you need is your yoga mat. So come on to your back. Bring your arms out wide into a T shape. Stretch your right leg long and just draw your tailbone down a little bit just so your lower back is on the mat a little bit more. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Pivot the knee out to the side. You can point the toe a little bit and just start to draw some circles. And try to keep the right leg heavy onto the mat with the kneecap facing the sky. So there is energy and engagement. And I want you to feel how smooth and round those circles can be on the left, opening up the groin, the hip, and also releasing the lower back. Try to make sure that right hip doesn't go with you to the left. So really going around. Now reverse the circle. And again, let that circle be smooth and round. Okay, now slowly come back to center and pivot the left knee over to the right. Let that left shoulder come off the mat. You can even turn your head a little bit and come back to center. And again, let's do this. Pivot the knee out to the side, out to the left for a little bit more range. And pivot the knee over to the right. And look to your left. Breathe into the belly, into your lower back, the top of the hip. And come back to center. And one more time, pivot the knee over to the left. And pivot the knee over to the right. Stay here and hold. And we're going to keep going to the right. Take your left palm down and make your way onto your belly. And I'm going to move over. You probably have to move over so you're on your mat. And your left knee will be on the floor. But it's okay. You can pause this and fix a blanket underneath if you need. But we're not going to be here long. So you have your left knee and foot in a right angle. And dorsiflex the foot. So you're in Sphinx position with your upper body. So keep your chest lifted and make sure that your right leg is in line with the hip. Toes on the mat or toes down. Okay, so now keep your chest lifted and slowly lift the foot as high as you can go for that internal rotation. You should feel that in your hip, outer hip, and lower down. We're going to go for 5. And lift. And lower, keep that foot active in dorsiflex position. And lift. And lower, we got 2 more. Lift. And lower. 1 more. Lift. And lower. Okay, now take your left palm down. Slide your right arm over to the right. And take your left arm out to the side. Hold on to your right thigh. And just breathe into that twist. And this can be a lot, so don't add too much weight to the right thigh. I just want you to anchor the leg so you can rotate the spine a little bit more. And now slowly release the right arm, place the left foot on the mat, and just adjust yourself so you're back on the middle of the mat, right in the center. Okay, let's do the other side. Stretch out the left leg. And see if you can get that lower back into the floor a little bit more. Make sure you have space and draw the right knee into the chest. Pivot the knee out to the side and just check in with those circles. Make sure that left hip doesn't go over to the right. Make sure you're anchoring the hip. And I want you to feel smooth circles. And there's no need to go fast. I've had some students that go fast, and then it just kind of takes away just the opening. And I really want you to be mindful of really getting into that hip. Okay, and now reverse the circles. Slow and controlled. Okay, slowly bring the knee toward your chest and pivot the right knee over to the left and look to your right. And now pivot the knee over to the right, so open the hip a little bit more. Try and keep the left leg in line with the hip. It's going to move a little bit. And pivot the right knee over to the left. Look over to the right. And come back. Pivot the knee over to the right. And then pivot over to the left. Stay here and hold. Keep turning your head over to the right. Place your left palm on the thigh. Add a little twist, deeper twist. Okay, now release the left palm. Take your right palm onto the floor over to the left, and you're gonna come onto your belly, but wiggle yourself so you're on your mat. Okay, now adjust, set up so you're in this like half frog position. And you do want to take the time, I want you to feel the thigh bone coming out of the hip versus too close to your head or not enough, because I want you to really get into that hip, the outer hip, okay? Because this is going to really open new ranges for you with consistent practice. Okay, keep the chest lifted, keep that 90-degree angle. Make sure that left leg is coming out of the hip, dorsiflex the right foot, chest lifted, and lift and lower. Notice how it feels on this side. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. Notice the range. Lift and lower. Lift. Keep that foot dorsiflexed. Lower. Last one. Lift, lower. Okay, now take your right palm down. Reach the left arm over and reach down. You're going to move the right arm out of the way. Reach down with your left palm and start to open up toward the right. And just hold that spinal twist for a moment. Yeah, the wall's a little bit in my way. Just make sure you have a little bit of space. And then release the left arm and slowly make your way onto your mat. Coming back to the center. Keep the knees bent and just pause for a moment. And sigh it out. Okay. Now bring the knees together and feet wide and just let the lower back release into its natural position. So there is a natural curve in your lower back, and just let it come into that position. And by bringing the knees together and the feet wide, it helps do that. Okay. Separate the knees and make sure your feet and knees are in the same line. And all you're going to do is connect with your breath. Powerful breath, just for a moment. And slowly draw your lower back to the mat. So you're going into a posterior pelvic tilt where you can't get that lower back. You can't get your fingers in the space between your lower back and the mat. Take a big inhale, balloon the belly up toward the sky. Open the mouth. And exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Open the mouth. Exhale. And see how much you can exhale. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Trying to get all the breath out. And then just let the lower back release into its natural position. Gently roll to one side to come on up. And you are finished. I hope you feel a little bit more lubrication in your hips and your lower body and your spine. This is something, like I said, I always do for myself, especially if I've been sitting for much longer than I planned. Let me know if it helped you. Let me know if you found it challenging in any aspect. I'd love to hear some comments from you. And I hope you tried it, because my whole process is about trying and seeing what your body is capable of. Remember, your body is where you live, and I want you to feel really good and for long term taking care of your body. So thanks for joining me. I'm Janelle DuRoss, and I look forward to seeing you next time.